Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Today I am coming at you with my May 2020 watching wrap up. I apologize if my energy kind of goes in and out. It's just been really frustrating times right now. Anyways, in May, my sister wanted to rewatch all the Cinderella story movies in the franchise. Sadly, they are no longer on Netflix. She did watch A Cinderella Story Christmas, and then afterwards, I kind of joined her in this weird little mission that we created. We kind of search Cinderella on all the different streaming platforms we have and watching whatever shows up. So we're kind of on a Cinderella retelling kick of sorts, and that's where I'm gonna start this wrap up with. Number one is DJ Cinderella, aka Cinderella Pop. This is a 2019 Brazilian movie on Netflix. Our main character, Cynthia Dorelha, wants to be a DJ. She crosses paths with the up-and-coming singer Freddie Prinze, who becomes smitten with her. Her evil stepmom wants to try to, derail Cynthia's future, and also she doesn't want her to end up with Freddie Prinze because she wants Freddie Prinze to end up with one of her two daughters instead. Everyone in this movie looked fabulous, and as for the movie itself, it was so adorable. My favorite character is Freddie Prinze's best friend. I think she is just the absolute best. The insta love in this is a little strong, but the music was actually pretty decent. Plus the evil characters kind of get what's coming to them, which I enjoy in my fairy tale retellings. It is a little cheesy and it is a little predictable, but I feel like I had such a fun time, and this was truly really a solid modern day Cinderella retelling with a music twist to it. My sister also really liked it. She liked it, I would say, even more than I did. My rating for this is a 3.8 out of 5. Number two is Not Cinderella's Type. This is based off the book written by Jenny James. Indy lives with her uncle and aunt after her single mother passes away, and Indy believes that her life is completely fine and normal until an accident introduces her to Bryant Bailey, who is totally not her type. But Bryant Bailey kind of, makes Indy see that her life isn't fine and normal. I watched this back in 2018 on Amazon Prime, so this was a rewatch for me, and this one definitely focuses more on the emotional and traumatic aspects of being Cinderella, which my sister personally didn't like. I think she likes her Cinderella's retelling a bit more staying on the light side, and I can get that. This was a rewatch for me. This is the first time for my sister. For me, the first time I watched it, I thought the acting was a little cringy and the flow was a little choppy. The second time I realized I really didn't like Indy's friend. He needed to be served some lessons. But also with the second time, I kind of appreciated a little bit more what this movie was trying to do, and I upped my rating to a 3.3 out of 5. Originally I gave it a 3 out of 5, so now it's a 3.3 out of 5. Okay. Number three is A Cinderella Christmas. So at a holiday masquerade ball, event planner Angie and wealthy playboy Nicholas, who needs to marry to retain his inheritance, meet and fall in love with each other anonymously. This was also a rewatch for me. I already saw it back in 2018, and if you've seen my other videos, you'll know that I am a sucker for Christmas holiday movies, and you already know that I love Cinderella retellings, so this was a home run for me, honestly. I was completely smitten. I think the couple just look gorgeous, and it's heavy with the Christmas spirit, which I appreciate in my holiday movies, and I think it just is one of those great Hallmark-esque films if that's your thing, because those are my like guilty pleasures. My sister also really enjoyed it, and I ended up giving this a 3.5 out of 5. Number 4 is Prescription for Love, A Cinderella Story. This is about Nurse Claire, who has a chance at love with the charming new doctor and has a chance at a promotion for work, but her nasty supervisor tries to derail Claire's future. Personally, I did not like the love interest in this. I think that Dr. Luke Taylor could have done more and stood up for Claire, especially when her supervisor was humiliating her in front of everyone at the work party. Nonetheless, I really enjoyed the colorful town that this was filmed in. I think it had great scenic views, and the movie was quite punny. I always appreciate a good pun. I mean, I guess it was a decent retelling of sorts, but I wasn't truly sold on the romance, which is a big part, you know. So yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5, and if I'm not mistaken, Bryant Bailey from A Cinderella's Type is actually has a cameo-ish role in this, which I was like, me and my sister were both like, is that Bryant Bailey? Number 5 is After the Ball. With the help of her grandmother and a princely shoes salesman, Portia will expose her evil stepfamily and save her father's fashion company. My sister and I did not like this at all, and I was shocked because my sister is like very easily pleased by the things that she watches. Like, her standards compared to mine are like really low. So if my sister didn't like it, I just think like, oh, this was not a good movie at all. Mainly my issues with it was that it like came off as like too long. Like a little over halfway, my sister and I were like so uninterested. We were like just so checked out of the film already, and the acting was kind of stiff and the jokes weren't funny. I also didn't like the gender bent quality. I don't think it was done in a really good way. It was awkward, honestly. And then like for a movie about fashion, the clothing and wardrobes in this were just like really like whatevers. And yeah, so I ended up giving this a 1.5 out of 5, and like I didn't even sense any chemistry between like the two leads. So number 6 is Cinderella, An Enchanted Beginning. So this is about Cinderella Perrault, who has a great life and a loving father, but when her father passes away, Cinderella's life is turned upside down. Her evil stepmom Morgan and her 2 stepsisters start treating her like a maid. If you thought After the Ball was bad, wait until you get to Cinderella, An Enchanted Beginning. My sister and I were like floored at how horrible this film was. Like we just really didn't like it. Like the acting was super cringy, the movie was stupid and contrived. I really can't believe we like actually watched this. Like the guy who plays the prince, it didn't even look like he wanted to be a part of this film, and the next day we like kept poking fun at it because it was just so ridiculous. Like it was just so, oh my god, it had no budget. It had like, it probably was only filmed in one location the entire movie, and like, oh man, I don't want to like hate on it too much because I don't want to be like mean like that, but I don't know what else to say besides this will definitely end up on like my worst things I've watched list at the end of the year, and I don't think anything can top this. I don't even want to give it 1 star, so I'm giving it a 0.5 out of 5, and we're just gonna end it. Number 7 is Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella. This is the last Cinderella retelling my sister and I watched this month. I remember seeing this as a kid. Anyways, it is a 1997 TV musical which stars Brandy, Whitney Houston, and Whoopi Goldberg. My sister said that she never saw it, but I'm pretty sure it was on cable TV when we were young, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it before, but whatever. So according to like Wikipedia, it is the second remake with the first one starring Julie Andrews, and I will definitely search for that and watch that in June. You'll think that after two like bad Cinderella retelling movies that I would be deterred from continuing on with this whole trek of watching random Cinderella retellings, but I'm really happy that I rewatched this or like picked this back up, because this one gave me all the joyous feels, and it's just so bright and colorful and fun. My sister wasn't into it as much as I was, but I think she's too dumb to grasp the uniqueness of this. Sorry, Stace. It's actually quite diverse, so like think about how groundbreaking it was then. The flow is a little choppy, and Whitney Houston does like overshadow Brandy towards the end, but it was just such an entertaining TV musical. Like a lot of like vocal powerhouses, the comedy was there, and like the sets and stuff like that, like they're just so endearing. Honestly, I just really had a lot of fun with it, and now I have like a Cinderella playlist on my Spotify. I gave this a 4 out of 5, and I really want to know, does anyone miss the thin eyebrows from the 90s? Number 8 is What a Girl Wants. An American teen, Daphne, boards a plane to England to meet the father she's never met. Upon arriving, she discovers that her father is Lord Henry Dashwood, a member of British upper class who is running for political office. Lord Henry didn't know that Daphne existed, but he welcomes her into his life, but Daphne isn't sure that she fits in. Obviously, this was a rewatch. My sister and I were talking about how like Amanda Bynes had some like really great film. Personally, I also really love Colin Firth. This is definitely in the category of like cheesy, nostalgic, fun times of the past, and I think it just really hit all the notes. I think the humor was there, the emotional moments were there, and I had a lot of fun. This isn't the first time I've rewatched it, and I think like it's just one of those movies I personally will never get tired of, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. Number 9 and number 10 are the Princess Diaries 1 and the Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement. So the first one is about an ordinary American teen, Mia Thermopolis, who suddenly out of the blue finds out that she is a real life princess. I was chilling with a friend, and we were kind of playing both the movies in the background, and like half like rewatching it and like half just relaxing. And honestly, since like the news broke and then nothing has been said since then, I have been waiting for the Princess Diaries 3. Like, where is it? What happened? There was news and then there was nothing. Like, this is just such a solid, like, I think it's like up there in the same like Amanda Bynes like film category, where it's just like kind of cheesy but definitely fun and nostalgic and just like enjoyable entertainment from the past. And I think this is something that they can definitely bring back, because even with the first two films there was definitely like a strong like girl power message, and I think, you know, like what like it could definitely do and work like now. Like, it's not too old. The cast can still definitely do a third, and yeah, like the cast is actually really good. Like, they're just superb, and I love that like all of them like come back for the second film, so like they don't hate each other, they seem to like each other, so where is the third one? But yeah, the story is like simple but really lovely. The first one I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and the second one, though not as great, is still very cool, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. 11 is Bones Season 2. In short, this is about a forensic anthropologist and an FBI agent who join forces and solve murder using bones. This is one of my all-time favorite shows. I love playing it in the background while I'm running or like cleaning, or like when I'm like playing my games. The cast of characters like are just so great. I love them. I love the chemistry that they have, and the chemistry between the two main leads is just wow, like amazing. And I love like going back and watching it from like the beginning of how like all the relationships will develop later on. The second season we are introduced to Dr. Soroyan, and I'm just like so happy that she like gets on with the cast so well and like blends into like the story and becomes like a permanent fixture because she's great. Bones is an awesome show, and I like highly recommend like everyone go watch it. It's great. Go watch Bones. Number 12 is Nailed It Season 4. Simply, this is a baking competition reality show on Netflix where like bad to decent bakers are forced to bake complicated treats like that are above their abilities. I love Nicole Byer. She is the host and the judge. I think she's hilarious. I love her interactions with Jock, who is the professional judge. I also love the addition of Wes. I think every time he's on screen, it's such a pleasant surprise. This show just makes me really happy. But I think, especially with this season, I think the baking skills have gone up and they're a little bit too good. I would like to see more like failed it moments. By the way, Lana Condor from To All the Boys I Loved Before makes a guest appearance on this, and I think it'd be really cool if she came back like next season and was an actual guest judge for one of the episodes. And as for my rating, it's a 3.5 out of 5. Now going into the Asian stuff, at 13 is Crash Landing on You. It took me some time to finish, but I finally completed Crash Landing on You. I am super sorry, but I am in the extremely unpopular opinion on this. I thought Crash Landing was a little slow and boring, and don't hate me. I'm thinking of potentially creating like a full video review explaining like why I think this way and why I think that like I'm just so off the spectrum, because I know everyone loves this. All my friends love this. But I don't know if I'll do it. Maybe, we'll see. As for my rating, don't kill me, I gave this a 2 out of 5. Number 14 is Produce Tong Dao 101. Simply, this is a reality competition show where 101 girls compete to debut in an 11-member girl group that like sings and dance. This is the Chinese version. I am currently watching Produce 2020 China, which has undergone an English title name change to Twang 2020. The reason why I'm watching season 3 is because of the judges. I like a lot of them, or I like all of them. The episodes are coming out like weekly in 2 parts, and I'm like patiently waiting for them. But as I'm waiting for them, I thought it would be fun to watch the first season. I tried watching the first season before, but it wasn't like complete on YouTube, and so I just gave up on it. But now it's complete on YouTube, so I thought it would be fun to go back and actually finish it. And honestly, there's just something about young people achieving their dreams, sisterhood, hard work, talent, and cutie stuff, which just makes me beam with joy and happy tears. I had a lot of fun watching this. My all-time favorite member from the 11 who got to debut is Sunny. Although I can't deny that Meng Meiji definitely has a strong like stage presence, and Wu Xunyi is really, really beautiful. I mean, honestly, all 11 of these girls, they're great in their own ways, but personally, Sunny stole my heart. As of recent, their 2-year contract is ending, and I want to wish them all like successful solo careers if that's where they're headed. But right now I'm like watching all like their like goodbye or like graduation like videos and content and stuff. Number 15 is 天赐的声音. This is a Chinese singing program where newish and or established singers get paired up together to fight for the chance to perform with one of the music guest partners. Mainly they are Wang Lihong, Su Youpeng, Alex Su, Angela Zhang, Zhang Shahan, and Anson aka Tiger Hu Yinbing. There are other ones that come and go, but those are the main ones. So this show, I think it really suffered because of COVID-19, and it got messed up because the viewers were us, we're no longer able to watch the performances or the duets live. Like some of them, the music partners or the contestants are singing say mostly in Taiwan, and then others are being filmed at the actual location in China. And so I just think it kind of defeats the purpose of the show. Furthermore, there's a feedback group, and they're quite harsh, and I don't need my reality singing shows, especially when people are established singers or people in up and coming, to be rated on TV. I don't know, I would like for it to be lighter and softer. I didn't need it to be so mean. Also, the rules as to how the pairing happens, it's quite convoluted and it's somewhat unfair. So I didn't like the setup of it. Truthfully, the show was just a mess. And then I think the show knew that it was very messy because the finale was really crappy. It was supposed to be this huge and big concert, but obviously, like I said, it suffered from COVID-19, so they just filmed it at their regular set, but they filmed it like a typical episode and added nothing special to it. And I'm like, this is the finale? This is how it's gonna end? What? I think I will admit that this show introduced me to some really great duets. I'm terribly in love with almost all the ones that Huyen Bing produced. He's just so talented. And another one that I really wanted to shout out is the one between Huang Ma and Ding Dong Della, because that one really moved me. I think the song was Ta Ta Ta. Yeah, besides introducing me to those duets, I didn't really like this. I don't think it was fun. I don't think it was entertaining. Yeah, it was just really messy, and I ended up giving it a 2.5 out of 5. That's it. That's all the stuff I watched in May 2020. Comment down below and let me know what you watched in May. And before I go, I do want to say that Black Lives Matter, police brutality needs to end, and lastly, Asians for Black Lives. Come on, everyone. Be the best ally that you can possibly be. People in the Asian community. Let's go. Outro time. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video, whenever that is. Bye.